You know what? Let's be on time this time, all right? Welcome to the Buffalo Bulls Dynasty. It is the year 4 off season today. Coming off a very exciting last episode and last season for the Buffalo Bulls. After going 7-6, what awaits this team now? Thank you all for being here live on youtube.com/MrHurriicane. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. And today we're going to go through the entire year 4 off season, which I think is going to be one of the most critical in the series. I would look at things like the first 3 years, by the time this series is done, however many years we go, the first 3 years are the first chapter. Building what was currently in place, recruiting along the way, because, you're going to recruit every year and try to bring in players that can make a difference, but it takes a couple years for that to really happen, especially at the 1-star level. It's easier, I think, when you're a top school to find like these top recruits that you just can't keep off the field, but in our case, we've only had a few that have really cracked major playing time. So, the first 3 years were really spent developing what Buffalo gave us at the very beginning as a 1-star school. And there turned out to be some really good players from this first core. Now, we're going to lose a huge senior class today. And it really is going to force us to have a completely different looking team next year, especially on the defensive side. And that's why I say this is a new chapter. We close the book here on year 3, say goodbye to 28 seniors, and now we look at what the next, edition, next chapter of Buffalo football is set to look like. I have already fired a coordinator. I let our defensive coordinator stick around because I thought we had a very successful year, and, if we developed so well with him as our DC, we're going to see what we can do for next year. Now, I forget if John Hutchinson was our offensive coordinator before, because I fired our DC during conference championship week. I'm not aware. I forget the name of the coach I fired. National championship next season. Let's pump the brakes a little bit here. Let's pump the brakes. I think that there's a lot to be excited about with this team, but I think there has to be the new establishment of this next core, and that's going to take some time. So we've gone from 3 wins to 4 to 7. I don't think it naturally goes to 8 or 9 unless the portal gives us some really good, new talent, or we see development we're not really expecting. Lots of turnover coming, but Kane's first class will be junior, redshirt, sophomores. Exactly. Now it is really the team that I've been building kind of behind the scenes a little bit. These players came in, they've got a year or 2 of development. Now they got to play. We'll see how good my recruiting in those first 2 years really was. Appreciate you, Sawyer, for becoming a member for 69 months. What a nice day for that. Appreciate J4 and Charlie, these super chats. What's up, Kane? I'm a new creator. Do you do commentary after you edit gameplay? Do you type a script and just read it? So on this channel, I do the commentary afterwards. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the stuff I do in commentary if I had to play at the same time because I'd be too focused on just playing. But no script. When I first started making content, I wrote some outlines, but then outgrew that as I got more experienced. And sometimes I'll write up a loose script if there's like an intro where it's like, hey, I want you to nail this 20-second intro. Nail these points, but maybe don't do it like off the top because it won't be as good as if you write it down a little bit. We need Austin Venom 2.0 on Madden. You know, if they can give me a true expansion mode, I think I'd be interested in doing one of those. Yeah, the Austin Venom was fun on Madden 09. That was when Madden 21, I believe it was, fixed Madden franchise. Basically, that was the year. So that would have been 2020. That was the year that the next-gen consoles were coming out, and they weren't out until November. So when we got Madden 21 was basically Madden 20 on PS4. And so I just played Madden 09 instead. Was it good for the channel to do that? I'm not sure, but I enjoyed playing the little series I did there. For a plate of Friday night fried fish, yeah. You better make sure you don't sign a waiver before eating that, actually. What a perfect way to wind down after work. Go Bulls and go Falcons. If Kirk wins us a ring, I owe you my life, Viking fans. Hey, it is Kirktober after all. He's just getting started. All right, everybody, we are moving on from the year 3 Buffalo Bulls. Just when things start getting good, we've got to say goodbye. It was an up and down year that saw us lose some games we should have won, win some games we could have lost, but at the end, we go and dominate Notre Dame in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And we end up with a very successful feeling at the end. I have a feeling now we could possibly become a 2-star school and have more hours and options when it comes to recruiting for season 5 or season 4. But like I said in the very beginning, I think that we now have closed the first chapter of the Bulls dynasty. Now we get the second chapter underway. What does that look like? How hard is it going to be to build our new core is my main question. I did want to take a look at our all-conference players. Just good to know going into next year. Got Kevin Kajust as an all-conference. Red Murdoch, who's now graduating. And then Wesley Williams, who graduates. No Kobe Stewart. Oliver Bridges, who graduates. And then for freshman All-American, Austin Harris, Eric Pacheco, Kevin Kajust. And you'll see a lot more of the players I've recruited now going forward the rest of the way. It is time. The Buffalo Bulls need to get the next Brandon Warren. We certainly need to find the right quarterback for our next year, and that's going to be one of the first things I want to talk about today. When we get to recruiting in the offseason, I think our portal opportunities are going to be greater than at any point we've seen it in this series, because playing style is often the motivator for players to transfer. And we have a very good grade here for field general quarterbacks. We have a good grade for improvisers and scramblers. We also this year should have the ability to bring in a running back in the transfer portal, as our grade is at least a B-. We have to be a B- or better for us to satisfy that playing style deal breaker. So a receiver coming in the portal this year, not likely. Not like it was last year. But I think we can bring in running back, maybe a quarterback. That's one of the true X factors. Because if it has to be a quarterback that I've recruited, how developed is Ray Elway going to be next year? We'll see. But the options should be greater than they've been. And one position I'm actually worried about right now is running back. So in my Miami series on the second channel, I've been playing with the house rule there, where I am not convincing players to come back if they're declaring to the draft and they're set to go in the first 3 rounds. I'm also not convincing running backs to return because it's just a realistic feel to the series. You know, running back is the position where a lot of guys declare early because it's a career that tends to have a shorter career and less time to make prime money, which isn't as good as it once was. So do I extend those rules to Buffalo? I have not had to encounter that at this point, but Our best overall player is Lamar Sperling, an 88 overall running back, and I think there's a chance he could declare to the draft. So if I'm to stay consistent with my rules, which I have in the Miami series, partially to make it more realistic and challenging because Miami is Miami. Now, we're Buffalo. We're one-star Buffalo. But I think I'm still going to be following those house rules. And so the running back spot, man, I got 2 guys on the way out. Maybe Lamar Sperling. You'd think me, of all people, would be more prepared at the running back position. I have only recruited 1 running back in the series. Can you believe that? Been watching for over a decade. Only fair I give something for the endless entertainment. I appreciate that, Austin. Thank you so much. And J4 says, such a fun senior class, especially that receiver group. Sad Sperling didn't have the senior year. See, he's only a junior, though. He could come back. He could. And it seems that the chat, they agree with those rules. And, it's not like we only have 1 running back and that's the way it's going to be. I don't have any running backs in the class yet, but I'm going to probably get at least 1 or 2 more. Uncontested for Soma Ojinaka, a receiving back who would have the same archetype and I think a chance to replace Lamar Sperling pretty well. But then there is Lonnie Isaacs. UCF has given him an offer. And then the wild card here is Greg Hendershot. But what I did is I put a couple more running backs on our board that I want to scout when we get to the offseason. Now, I've apparently already scouted Junior Stork and didn't realize it. So I'm going to remove him. He has low speed and is a bust. So I'll scout these 2. And then I think the portal is going to be really key. And if you want to see us, and I'm sure we all do, if you want to see us win 7+ games again, we are going to have to dominate in the portal because the quarterback situation looks really shaky. Eric Pacheco, probably not going to develop too much. Ray Elway is the wild card. Does he end up taking a big move to become our starter? I don't know, because I'm not going to see that training until we run through the portal, and if we have a chance in the portal, we have to take it. I cannot just hope he develops. We're going to lose 3, maybe more receivers, as Braylon Staley could look to transfer, didn't like our offense, and that would be a big loss, but Austin Harris does help soften that loss a little bit because of how good he looks. And I'm a believer in some of these receivers making an impact. So we cannot probably get receivers in the portal this year. This is going to have to cut it. And I don't know if it will, but I have some hope. Maybe Enrique Trejo takes a leap. Star Dev. Just give me to 75. Just give me there. But yeah, I think it's time for us to get going. And I saw somebody wanted to see my sliders. They have not changed much over the course of the year. I dropped pass coverage. I dropped field goal power. That's really it. I think I dropped injury at one point. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the games we've gotten here. Play on, 12-minute quarters, 17-second clock runoff, placement passing. I will try to convince Staley to stay. I just think I'm going to lose. You got to start going out of bounds along the sideline to avoid extra hits, leading to more wear and tear. Especially at thin positions, absolutely. You look at, if there's little depth behind Leon Dingle, then I have to be a little careful with his workload, or I could quickly end up not being able to use him at all. I am curious what job offers they ended up sending me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Notre Dame, our defense played so well. Notre Dame wants us to be their defensive coordinator. That is unbelievable storytelling. I have not touched coach yet. Oh, wait. The Coach XP, I did bump up back to normal mark. Yes, I felt like it was far too slow on the one lower. Greetings from Germany. Looking forward to year 4. Elway should be the guy wearing number 7, by the way. You bet. He should be wearing number 7 this year. I appreciate that. Froshan Jones. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I appreciate the super chat. And yeah, I can't believe Notre Dame is just that shameless, you know. You embarrassed us that bad. Will you come coach for us? Make sure to hire an OC. Now is the time. So, I did fire our OC in Conference Championship Week. But it shows us as having an OC. Let me see if I can find, no, not in this stage. That's just temporary. So I don't do it in this week, right? I have never hired a coordinator in college football 25. Week 3 is the week for highest graded coordinators. You hire one next week. So we're going to advance. Griff, you have not missed really anything besides Notre Dame offering us a defensive coordinator position after our defense embarrassed them. MAC Defensive Player of the Week. We've been winning those all season. Greetings from South Africa. Man, we got the whole world here. I love it. Just went to a thrift store near me and found NBA Live 02, Madden 05, March Madness 05 for $5 a piece. Had to get them. Yeah, those old sports games. I think once they're like 10, 15 years old, they become interesting all over again. I picked up a bunch myself a few years ago. A lot of those PS2 games are still fun. One older sports game I really like to play from time to time is NBA 2K10. That one has, I think it might have been the first 2K to have Kobe on the cover. I just love that game. I've always liked that game. And 69 months on Chris the Dog. What's going on, man? Glad you could stop by. Let's see, is it time to... Someone said week 3 is the best time. Who you got, Vikings or Detroit this week? Minnesota at home, very tough. Man, I have picked the Vikings to lose like 3 times this year already. Obviously, they haven't done it because the Vikings have been undefeated since a certain item came into my possession, everybody. I want you all to see the Minnesota Viking captain hat. They have not lost since I got it. Can the Vikings now go on to defeat the Detroit Lions this week? Ooh, it's going to be tough. I think the Lions are the best team in the league right now. The Lions are probably the best team in the league. So, all aboard the Vikings bandwagon, band ship. The Minnesota Vikings will probably have their hands full this weekend, though. It's amazing how little adversity they faced in 5 games. Like, never being down double digits. They've been trailing for like 3 minutes. I forget, like, they didn't trail against the Jets, I don't think. Like, they just haven't had to face a lot of adversity, and I think Detroit's going to challenge them in ways they haven't seen yet. And then we're going to have to see how they end up responding to a lot of it. Put the hat back on. All right. I was just enjoying the music a little bit. So, Captain Kane says it's time to look for an offensive coordinator. That's insane they haven't trailed since week 1, considering they've played, what we believe are good teams and they get out to hot starts almost every time. You have to wear that for the entire stream. I might have to wear it for the entire season. What is your recommendation for the Browns? You might want to see what Jameis Winston can offer, but your season has been going nowhere fast, and I don't think there's a way to make it better this year other than just playing Winston. Deshaun Watson has been atrocious this year. You're just now going to get, maybe Nick Chubb back here shortly. You lose Amari Cooper in the trade. The future is not very certain there in Cleveland, and that jersey's only getting longer. So, am I able to actually hire an OC during this stage? Because I don't see the opportunity yet. Thoughts on the Jets trading for Adams? You're so invested in here. I know it's a little sunk cost fallacy in a way, but if this is going to work, I do think they had to make this move. I think that it's going to ultimately probably be worth an extra few points a game, I'd have to say. And I think that, the connection with Rodgers and Adams is probably better than it's going to get for him and Garrett Wilson. I just wonder, what does Garrett Wilson think of all of this, He's a great young receiver, and now to all of a sudden become kind of a secondary option, I don't know how he's going to handle that. I don't know if he likes this ride he's on right now at the Jets. If the Jets don't make the playoffs at the very least, I think it's easy to see him demanding a trade in the offseason. I did fire the coordinator. Did you actually save it when you fired him in the video? I'm pretty sure. I did fire him. It was in the episode. I checked your last vid. Hutchinson was the guy you fired, so I don't know what happened. I don't know either. I had to have screwed something up. Could I have fired him and not saved? I guess that's not likely because I save at the end of every session. But it is possible. Ahoy, Captain Kane. Tater tots or onion rings? Onion rings all the way, unless they got lazy slicing the onion. Because if it's that thick onion ring, I don't like onions. Me and onions have never gotten along. You know why? I am on the newest update. I don't like onions because when I was a kid and I would get McDonald's cheeseburgers and I would want no onion and no pickle because I was super picky, they would always forget and just put those terrible diced onions on the burger anyway. And that caused me to basically hate onions. And now, I don't like onions even as an adult. I don't care. Onion rings, I'm cool with. Onion powder, I'm cool with. But if you put an onion on my burger, we're going to have some problems. And it's annoyed me for a long time that onions are a default thing. No one says, I want a cheeseburger with onion. You got to say, I want a cheeseburger with no onion. That kind of grinds my gears. Boneless wings or normal wings? People are not going to like my food takes probably after this stream. I prefer boneless wings just because I don't want to sit there with I don't want to sit there working on the wing, I just want to eat it. I don't want to have to the real wing is probably better. I like all wings, but it's more work. And I do prefer boneless. I don't prefer it because it's better necessarily. I prefer it because the experience is more preferable. Is this the wrong save file? No. No, I'm on my Buffalo year 3. I got my backup as well. Saved on the 11th. I will say, though, a boneless wing isn't really a wing. It is kind of a marketing fallacy in a way. Because boneless wings are made with breast meat. You can't make a boneless wing. It wouldn't be a wing anymore. It would just look like a deconstructed chicken. So, with that being said, I don't know that I can actually get us an offensive coordinator for this next year. I don't know what happened. I fired him. But we cannot find a new offensive coordinator. I'm sorry for the slow start to the stream. I would like to get past the national championship. So the only week I can actually fire would be the conference championship week. So even if I did reload my save, I'm past the point where I can do that anyway. I got a committed tight end here. All right, everyone's saying reload it. I don't think I lost anything here, so. Which file do you want me to reload? An hour ago, I was doing some prep in the year 3 file here because I wanted to see what my plans in the transfer portal were going to be. So back at Bull Week 1 of 4, managed staff, he's there. Did I turn coach firing off? Only for user? It was off. It was off. But that shouldn't affect the user's ability to fire a coordinator. Huh. I don't have a save from conference championship week, but also that would be before the Notre Dame game. So we ain't going before that. So I guess we got another year of this coordinator situation. No option to fire Justin Hutchinson. We've just got to move on then. Please develop. Please. But I guess now got to make sure this is on CPU only. Okay. All right, it's getting too hot in here for this sweatshirt. But hey, we won 7 games with them, right? Can't be fired if you don't leave. See, that's why they had security escort Robert Saleh out of the building, in case he just decided, no, I'm staying right here. All right, so let's get to the end of the season once more. Has anyone figured out the coordinator development? How does that work? If anyone has, it is not me. National Championship Week. Who is it this year? We got, let's say, Ohio State and Clemson. Music died? Music didn't die. The playlist just ended. There is your bracket for this season. Florida International popping up there as a first-round bye team, 4 seed. Ohio State, Clemson in the finale. People are saying it's either a bug or has dirt on the AD and the rest of Buffalo's administration. Yeah, it's hard to say. Kyle Teal does commit. We add in a tight end in what's been a very offensive-heavy recruiting class this season. I think our grades are going to give us a really good shot at better recruiting next year and to hopefully do some damage in the portal. So I believe the one thing I wanted to grab before I exited out was the MAC standings. I know that Western Michigan is the MAC champion this year. They defeated Central Michigan, but for some reason it doesn't show conference record as like being 8-1 for them. But they lost that game. They've lost 2 games in a row. And they played 4 non-conference games at the front of their schedule. So I guess the conference game doesn't affect conference record. You screwed Oregon and Boise State out of a natty chance by loading a new save. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Is the music loud? I didn't think it was too loud. I'll knock it down a bit. What music playlist do you use? It's just a bunch of stuff from the YouTube audio library. It's all like copyright free stuff that I can use without worrying about claims and anything. All right, this is going to be one of the biggest parts of the offseason. There are a lot of big ones. So, players leaving. Just won $20 on a gas station slot machine. Also, have you put any thought on attending the real NFL draft in Green Bay next year? I will not be getting on a flight to Green Bay to go to the draft. No. I mean, it's a great place to hold the draft, you know, for one of these years. You know, the Green Bay fans are going to love it when they take, you know, a safety again in the first round. You guys will be losing your minds. I hope you have a blast. What is the title of the sad song you play? It's a total banger. It's called Shoulder Closures. And it is a banger. It's become a staple on the channel for a reason. All right, guys, I know I'm going to have to give you all some timestamps after this is over because this is a slow start getting into the actual off-season fun. Thank you for all the super chats, all the comments, and all of you hitting the subscribe button. I'm sure you all have done that by now. We got to see who is leaving. And just know I am still adhering to my house rules. I am not convincing players going in the first 3 rounds to stay. I am not convincing running backs to stay, which means I am risking losing Lamar Sperling right now. He's staying! He's staying! I was really worried about that one. He's an 88. Braylon Staley, though, is choosing to transfer. I think he should stay. You know, he was our leading receiver. I believe that we're going to be able to put together a better passing game with a better offensive line and perhaps better quarterback play. I would advise staying here. Wow! We did it! Yes! I can't believe that worked! Very low chance. Hey, the Vikings haven't lost since I got it. We don't lose Braylon Staley. Staying put in Buffalo is Braylon Staley. What a win for us. We do not lose one of our best running backs or best receivers. That gives us, you know, so much good fortune going into next year. Unbelievable. Oh, man. What are the odds of that working? When they say very low, they're not saying 5, 10, 15%. Braylon can actually develop. Are you going to make the new Pac-12? I guess that wasn't a huge priority of mine right now. I'd probably look into it, see who all is joining. Maybe a little bit later on. Like, I'm okay with the way things are, you know, alignment-wise, and maybe down the road we make some changes. Dude, Charlotte had 4 guys get drafted. Good for them. I think Clemson won the national championship. I can't believe you got that to work. I feel like I rarely ever get the very low to ever come back. It's like one of my first tries at it too. I'm sure I've tried it in Miami and failed. But yeah, I was expecting him to leave. And it cannot be overstated how huge that is for us. The streamer luck is off to an unbelievable start today. So I only have a few spots open right now on the prospect board. So I want to be selective with what I target here initially. I think having Sperling and Dingle back is massive, but I still want to see what else is there at running back. Dingle becomes a junior and Sperling becomes a senior. I then also want to take a look at what quarterbacks are out there, because I cannot just hope Ray Elway develops to the point where he's ready to start next year, especially because we want to, you know, build upon this momentum and keep up this strong play. And I don't think he's going to be, you know, ready unless he takes a very large leap. And then I want to look at our defensive line, because that was so good last year, in part because of guys like Jake Jackson, Wesley Williams, 2 players that came over in the portal. And they're going to be replaced now with guys like Shamar, Riser Presley, Jermichael Humphreys, Jakari Bennett. But, you know, I think that the portal is going to give us a chance at a higher caliber of player. D-tackle, not as much of a priority, as we brought in 2 guys last year who will now develop. I think D-tackle is going to be pretty solid. I have some linebackers in our class, or could become part of our class, but we have such a thin group here. I should look at linebacker. And I can consider corner, but I'm projecting us to have decent starting cornerbacks this year, with Buffelli and Taylor probably getting into that 80 overall tier. I don't think cornerback is a huge necessity. Kinoy reminds me of Tua. You know, I know he's a left-handed quarterback, so it's an easy, an easy comparison. But I do think he plays a lot like Tua. Like, Tua has, you know, a pretty good arm in terms of being able to, like, throw with touch and, you know, with good accuracy. He's not like a strong arm quarterback, but he can throw some nice balls, and so can David Kinoy. Both kind of pocket passers, similar mobility, left-handed quarterbacks. This is now your off-season good luck hat. It must be protected. Man, who knew this thing had so much power? I thought he was more Penix. See, yeah, Penix accuracy-wise is on that level. I think he does it with a stronger arm and can hit a few more of those tough throws, but maybe, you know, Kinoy can hit the deep ball as well in stride. Could be a little Michael Penix in his game. So, I have 525 hours. I gotta check on one thing. So, Louisiana Monroe, 0 stars. Buffalo, they still have us as a 1 star. Are we at the point where it could have changed yet? Have I reached that? Because I want us to be a 2 star. Man, the Gophers are 2 stars, man. What are y'all doing? Do I think Cam Ward is a first rounder? I really like Cam Ward. I think it could happen. We just had, what, 6 quarterbacks go first round? And, you know, like, regardless of how strong a class is, there's going to be a couple that go. You know, just the way it usually is. And I haven't been able to watch as much the last couple weeks, but, like, Cam Ward's my guy so far. I've really enjoyed watching him. I think he plays, he's so, like, casual. Like, everything seems slow to him. Like, he's a really experienced quarterback. It should, you know, he should look good. And he should, you know, be a class above a lot of these players. But I am a Cam Ward guy right now for sure. Yeah, Nussmeier's look pretty good. Early on, like, I watched that LSU USC game, and I kind of became a Miller Moss guy, and now I'm not sure I'm a Miller Moss guy. I don't know. So I'm going to take off guys that have locked us out. I need some room on the board anyway. I kind of wanted to keep Trey Rizzo to see if he'd flip. But if he doesn't have a deal breaker, then I don't think he will flip. Is that even possible? I know guys can flip if there's a deal breaker, but is there any reason to hold him up there? I've watched some, late night after, like, the big games, and all that's on is, like, Hawaii and Boise State. I'm definitely watching the Genty highlight reel. The dude is incredible. You know, like, when they show Derrick Henry's, like, high school highlights, and, like, he's not a power back in the way Henry is, but it's like, he doesn't even look like he's playing against kids his age. And the way Genty just runs past people, it's like he's running past, like, literal children. I hope he wins the Heisman. It's like the running back position is so back this year, guys. Running the ball is back. And it's great. It's really great. Yeah, exactly. Like on freshman difficulty or rookie in Madden, like, the CPU will not move as fast as you can. That's what watching Ashton Genty looks like. To me, it's Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter. Everybody else just stay home. You like the hat, GT? We got a good thing going with this hat right now. Oh yeah, I want Stork off the board. And then I thought about scouting a couple more of these running backs just to see if I wanted to give out any offers. Because they're athletes, so you know they're going to be, you know, really good athletically. That's like the entire point. So I threw a couple more 3 stars on the board that didn't have offers, and I think I'm going to be offering here to David Otto. Now, it costs me 30 points to scout Spencer Rivers. He's a receiving back. I might just keep him on the board until later to see if I have the points, but I am going to offer to David Otto. So we will be looking to add on to our running back class this year. Let's go to the transfer portal. When are we getting the wide receiver Neil Hope road to glory? Man, Neil Hope playing tight end. That would be something. I miss those surf players, man. Neil Hope was awesome. Put some respect on Caleb Johnson's name. Not going to win a Heisman, but is the only reason Iowa has a positive record. Yeah, there are, there's good players you could throw into the mix, but I think that it's really top heavy right now, especially with the way Genty's playing. Oh, Western Michigan. Western Michigan won the conference, and guys are wanting out. 5, 6, 7, 8. What is happening to Western Michigan? That's terrible. All right, let's go to quarterback while we got options. Emory Williams. He already transferred away from Miami? Wow, so we do have a chance now at a potential transfer quarterback. Ooh. Oh my God, Arch Manning is in the transfer portal. Arch going to Bama. I can't talk to him. He doesn't even know Buffalo has an FBS team. J.J. Smith or Ryan Williams. Also update on the Saints. I have to refresh my memory on who Smith is. I know... Is he the young receiver from Ohio State? I know Ryan Williams is the 17-year-old receiver from Alabama who is just an incredible receiver already. So you can already pretty much pencil him into like the 2027, first round by the looks of things. Yeah, Jeremiah Smith. Okay. Yeah, I think the JJ threw me off. They've both been incredible. Yeah, I'll move the camera so you can see some more of the information. So we need to look at some quarterbacks here. Junior, sophomore, junior. So, yeah, the issue I'm running into here is I only have so many spots open on the board because there are a lot of players I'm still trying to get. Notice all these players who have offers. I'm still trying to get like over a dozen players there. Then I have Rizzo hoping he maybe flips, plus all the guys I already did get. So, I am kind of limited in putting a bunch of guys on the board at once, but we got to take a look at these quarterbacks. I'm familiar with Emory Williams. I don't feel like I have to scout him as much, but I still should. But if Jackson Potter has us as the #1 school, we should look there. 7th year, E.J. Colson. So we're going to scout these QBs. He can't flip without a deal breaker? I didn't think so. And then while we're at it here, are there any running backs that are interested in coming here? Peyton Jones. I'm going to put him on the board. And then I'm also going to want to see who the top D linemen are. Defensive end. We got a few threes. Up top here, Cade Veerling. I am going to prioritize the power rusher archetype. A lot of these guys can play the run well. That's what we did last year with Jake Jackson. It worked out really well for us. I have some speed rushers, so I'm, looking for that skill set more so. I'm going to scout Marcus Windsor as well. Kane, love your work. We'll watch this later. Here's to year 4. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that. Oh, is that who is going to be a senior? That's one thing to keep in mind, too. When you see a player here as like a junior, that means he was a junior during the most recent season. So if I do get Peyton Jones, he is going to be a senior and, graduating after 1 year. So that might be enough of a reason to make him less of a priority, but I'm still probably going to scout him to see if I still want to bring him onto this team. But our first order of business is going to be these quarterbacks. Rodney Tisdale. So I do think we know for sure that these guys are not going to develop between now and coming to the team. So these are the ratings you would be getting. To me, 78 short accuracy, 86 throw power. Not developing this year. That's tough. Emory Williams, though. That's decent. I could see that working out. Jackson Potter. Ooh. So a stronger arm. A little bit better short. I'm giving the edge here to Jackson Potter, especially... Oh, they're the same year. But I like Potter over Williams. Let's scout Colson because he's a different archetype. We can get a different skill set in here. 80 short, 83 speed, 86 awareness. So I would also consider him. Kirk Francis. He's really accurate. Not great on the run, but can handle some pressure. This is tough, guys. We got some good options here. Connor Moberly isn't bad either. So the guy I'm going to cut immediately off the board is Tisdale. Just doesn't have as good of accuracy or arm strength. I'm saying, whoops. And Potter is favoring us. That's one thing to keep in mind, too, is he's already in first place. So we are going to give him an offer. Jackson Potter, Huntington Beach, California. The home of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jesse Heikkinen from Kalispell lore, Denver Broncos franchise lore. I believe Huntington Beach. I could be wrong, but that sounds right. So Potter's getting an offer. And I think we should send the house. I think I should also put points, though, into Colson, even if I don't offer immediately. So I'm going to put like 25, 35 points here maybe. Just for the time being, we'll see if I want to change that at all. Because the other thing I have to keep in mind is all these players here that I want to bring in. Which of these battles are actually ones I have to put points into? Troy Hodell, 3-star gem. I shouldn't mess around here. I should at least give him some attention. And a visit would probably be nice considering UTSA is within striking distance. I'm prioritizing Troy Hodell. Connor Smoot, I don't think I have to put any points here. I'm okay just going 0 on these guys, right? As long as I've offered. They've updated that from the days of NCAA 14. Jamerson Boss, obviously, I can't just sit here in this one. I'm going to have to give him an offer and probably use some of my points. Greg Hendershot. If Sperling left, it would be more dire. I still like him. But now I have another running back that's a gem. McDougal shouldn't need points there. Ojinaka shouldn't need points. Like, a lot of these are not competitive. I don't want to get locked out by Grass Manis, so I should put some points here. 86 kick power, 77 accuracy, and a gem. I think Reed is about to become a senior, so you want to have a kicker ready and waiting. But if we don't make this cut, then we're not going to be in good shape. So I am going to put, for now, 25 points on Grass Manis. And then at the running back spot, you know, I could decide to move off of Hendershot and just go straight to Otto because he's a gem and also a power back. And no one else has offered to him. So we're going to pivot there. I don't think kickers can actually get in the portal. No kickers, no punters. So you got to recruit them. I knew this would be more of an issue this offseason, where I would still need to do so much traditional high school player recruiting that it would cut into my ability to use the portal. And then you throw the quarterback position, you know, into this conversation, and I have to put all these points into scouting because it's the most important spot. And it's going to be tough now to, I think, look at the other positions that I wanted to. But I am interested here in Lath Shema, 6'6", 270. And I only have 15 points right now, so I'm going to spend those offering to him. Hey, Kane, Commanders fan here. Even though we lost to the Ravens, really happy on how we played. Can't believe I'm watching a quarterback that's playing well for us. Jaden Daniels is our savior. He looks great. It's really cool to see. I thought it was kind of weird in a way. Like, even though Jaden Daniels was the number 2 pick, he very much felt like an afterthought. I think going to a team, expectations were so low, and I think people were hesitant to buy in because he was like a highly experienced guy that didn't become this top prospect until he went to LSU, and I think that had people really skeptical. But his game is translating so well. So now I'm just looking at my point distribution. Maybe I take 10 of them away here and just keep 25 on Colson. Go a little bit more onto Shama, so I'm not just, you know, completely empty with my approach towards non-quarterbacks in the portal. And to me, like, I'm not really a huge Cliff Kingsbury guy in the NFL. And I guess I didn't see things getting off to such a great start. But I think that Cliff is calling good games. I was really worried. What I was concerned with was that they would use Terry McLaurin like an average receiver. Like, I was worried they would not really unleash him as a downfield guy much in that offense, and they have. So Daniels has been great. Kingsbury's been great. I think people, me included, you know, I was not excited about the Commanders, was not excited about the Dan Quinn hiring. I wasn't excited about anything with that team. All I could think about is that they had this amazing front four on paper and did nothing with it. And then 2 of the guys got traded away. That's what I think about with the Commanders. Now look at them. I do need some linebackers, but just the way I have to prioritize things right now, I probably won't be able to do that until the second week of recruiting. So I think I'm happy with my point. Where'd my Hodel points go? Did I delete those? I gotta give him some. Oh, I did a visit. Okay, I'm okay going 10 more, though. I think I'm okay with my current point distribution. Next week, I'll have more, and I won't be scouting quarterbacks to do it. So, let's go to the following week. Any new players? Not a single one. We're going to miss on Peyton Jones. So, you snooze, you lose in the portal sometimes. I'm going to save. Love your videos. Been watching since I was 15 and I'm 29. There are a lot of you that just haven't gotten sick of the content yet, apparently. That's incredible. I appreciate y'all enjoying all these years of content, letting me do this. It's so weird to think back that I started doing this in 2011, which now sounds like an eternity ago. Because it was. So we're still in good shape for Hodel. Smoot's there. He's visiting Virginia. I really need this to get over with before week 4 visit because I was putting a lot on Boss coming here. Casey, new channel member. Thank you so much. Every month I do a channel member live stream. And first of all, the channel membership is a way to help support the channel. It is $5 a month. And that just, supports me as a content creator. Totally optional. Don't feel like you have to do it or anything. But if you'd like to, the join button will take you there. And one of the perks as a channel member is every month I do a stream where I come on and just talk about the channels a bit and talk about plans I have upcoming for new series sometimes or how I see, the upcoming months kind of unfolding. And those are always a really good time, and the channel member streams are a lot of fun. He is going to 3 schools there. I don't think that we're getting Greg Hender's shot. I'm probably just going to give up in that one. Especially, Otto hasn't given us the top 8, though. All right, so let's see our quarterback situation now. We jumped into second for E.J. Colson, but he has 2 offers. For Potter, 3 offers. We got some big California schools here chasing Jackson Potter. Come back home. Don't go to Buffalo. And they also have the pipeline advantage. I have the advantage of just being very aggressive. And I'm going to have Jackson visit, I think. Now, if Jackson does come, that's another senior 1-year starter, continuing a trend. Which is not ideal. Not coming back in that battle. No one's getting Emory Williams yet. Let's go to the defensive ends then. We're locked out there. Minnesota's got the advantage for Laith Shamma. But we're going to schedule a visit then. We're also going to have to, I think this makes sense to go with the send the house. I don't have more than one of his motivations unlocked yet, unfortunately. How about Potter? Play style, procs to home. I got 2 of them. So I could try to guess the third one. And then, yeah, I'm not winning that one. So let's go back to the portal and see what we can do. Maybe linebackers would be nice. Here are outside linebackers. Third place here. Can I see if they have offers on this page? I can. That's right. Please get Colson. He'd be great in your offense. I think he had a pretty big lead, though, elsewhere. Three offers. I don't know. Maybe I could overcome that. How about corner? I got a couple. Sophomore here, so we got a couple guys who could actually play for multiple years. Antonio Rager. I'm going to put him on the board. Just running through a lot of these again. Actually, a receiver who will come to us. I guess it's a playing time deal breaker, not a playing style. Ooh, freshman. I only got 1 tackle in this class, but he's probably going to Iowa State. All right, so I can do a little more scouting here. I'm going to scout Rager because I'm really intrigued with him as a man cover corner. And he's one of those players that I would be able to have on the team for multiple years. And corners suddenly become a little bit thin on this team with how many we lost in this year graduating. I'm going to scout Owen Chambliss. Yeah, I'll give him an offer as well as linebackers just razor thin this season. I don't know if I can, with 3 offers here, do we think we can get in the mix? And then I don't know if I can really catch Toledo in this battle. I think it'd be tough. Yeah, it's kind of a little give and take there when you're getting guys in the portal if you scout them much or not. I suppose at more thin positions, maybe it's not really as much of a factor because we just need more depth. But if I want a guy to start at a critical role, then more so look into scouting. Like, in this case, I could just give Zion Moultrie Goddard an offer. Like, as he's a run stopper. So I know right away he's probably not going to be able to play coverage much. We don't have a lot of linebackers. So if we give him an offer, he responds well to it, then, you know, instead of putting 30 points into scouting him, we could put like 25 into just recruiting and then 5 in the scholarship and see where that gets us. Maybe I'd do that here as well. Because if you're a 3-star, you could probably get here with some of these spots. I don't scout juniors. Yeah, that's, I think, a fair way to go, too. You're not going to be able to develop them. So I think if you're bringing in a transfer junior, you just need the bodies, basically. You just need players at this spot. It doesn't matter if they're great. Okay, Colson is a sophomore. Potter's a junior. Do I potentially offer to both? Because Colson would have a chance to develop. I'm offering to him too. I'm throwing an extra 10 on him here. I still got 65. I feel pretty good. So I think now with the dust settling a little bit, I want to hard sell for Boss. Our pitches are actually favorable, so, you know, it's hard for us to get 3 decent pitches on anybody. But if he goes to Virginia in week 4, it's going to be tough to win this battle. I can go up to 65. Now I'm in first with nobody else offering on Morgan Grass Manis. I feel like I don't need to put 25 there anymore. As long as I have the only offer, I probably can just put nothing. David Otto, I really hope he puts us in his top 8 soon. We're his only offer. We're the best shot he's got. Chip Henry. No one else has offered. I'm taking that 5 off. J-Mac probably coming. Connor Smoot. I've essentially given up on Hendershot. I should get Ojinaka and Gatto. I got some linebackers I'm going to probably get here. Lonnie Isaacs, I know he is a bust prospect, but for a team that has little depth, I felt like this was plenty of ability to join our depth chart. 90 speed, 89 acceleration, 75 break tackle, 83 change of direction. Maybe he doesn't become a starter, but we need the depth badly, so I'd like to bring him in. I don't know if I want to spend the points here scouting Spencer Rivers. I think I will probably give up on Kirk Francis, let Tulsa run away with that one, open up a spot on my board. What else we got? Could I potentially redshirt Colson? I didn't see if he was already redshirted. Because imagine developing him for a couple years. Let's see. Sometimes the recommended board filters some guys out. Minnesota's already got a lead here. That's why I was, you know, a little more hesitant. Did I not scout Tony? Because I thought I was interested in him. I can't remember who I've taken off the board by now. I want to make sure I didn't miss something with him. I haven't scouted him at all. All right, so he's a sophomore. Maybe I don't even scout him then. Maybe at this point, just give out some offers. We need more at these positions. So Boss is one of my top priorities here. 89 speed, 70 tackle. Definitely a guy who needs multiple years before he can probably start. But I thought he would be a good piece to add into our secondary. Do I need to put 65 there? Or should I spread it out a bit more to get, hopefully, some more portal progress? Is he good enough to warrant the 65, essentially? Who was the best transfer in the portal this year? It could be Arch Manning. Could be. And then, yeah, with Potter being such a priority and Cal, UCLA being pipeline teams, I think I should put all the points I can. So we'll go up to 65. Leaves me with 5 remaining. That I will give to E.J. Colson, because now I want 2 quarterbacks. I don't want just 1. I think I'm happy with how I've laid that out. So, give me some new players, please. Bring them on. We have nobody. We're getting close. Cade Klubnik or Thomas Castellanos. I've seen a lot more of Klubnik. Still in first for Boss. Oh, what? You're telling me these 3 teams suddenly offer in the same week? No. That ain't cool. I scouted him in this stream, gave him his first offer, and then suddenly 3 teams have discovered David Otto. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Quit copying my answers. I don't have a single motivation, nor would I even be a good fit for many of them. We'll see if I want to send the house still. Looking good there. Do I try to get back in the Hendershot battle now? I mean, he's got week 4 visits. I could also schedule for week 4 and say I can beat you with points. He's going to 3 teams in week 4. This guy's going to be busy. How is he possibly going to do that? Then we get down here. We're locked out on Spencer Rivers. Still first place on Jackson Potter. Now first place on E.J. Colson. Man, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I did with the defensive ends the last couple of years. This one at least got favorable pretty quickly. Not so much here for Allegro. Rager. Yes. Okay. I'm going to have Tony come on a visit. I'm intrigued because he's going to have a chance to develop. He's only going to be a junior this season. Rager, you know, we have the only offer. We're in really good shape there. And we're in pretty good shape for Moultrie Goddard. So I wonder if this could be the one I have to back out of. I'm going back to defensive end. I went through the power archetype guys. Unfortunately, struck out. Kevin Roberts is a run-stopping defensive end. I suppose that's the closest thing to power rushing I'm going to get. And he's a sophomore, so I'll prioritize him being a little bit younger. I am going to scout because I'm looking for guys that can kind of step in and immediately contribute. So with run-stopping ends, I'm not going to get any idea of their pass rushing. But 94 tackle, 91 hit power is pretty good. 73 speed, definitely not, going to chase too many guys down. But I think could probably work for what I'm looking at. Where did Manning go? Let's see if Arch picked a team yet. Let's take a look. Arch Manning. He's got 3 offers, but he has not decided yet. I'm surprised no one's interested at all in Emory Williams. Like, there are definitely some teams that could play him. I'm going to put an extra 10 here. I might go with a visit. Oh, I already did a visit? Or he's not in the top 5, so I can't yet. I'm going to put more points here into David Otto. He is a gem athlete power back. I've got to try to make it work. I'm going to be in his top 5, and I can probably do a week 4 visit. Look at my outside linebacker. He got a second offer. Which one? Eric Johns. Okay, Lewis Mooney has an offer. So maybe I'll throw 10 there to try to hold him off. Eric Johns. I prioritized getting athletes when I could. 71 zone coverage with run stopper. That feels like really good combinations, so I definitely want to hold off that pursuit of Wake Forest. Can I actually do a 20-point soft sell? I'm going to do that. So, aggressive for Potter. First for Colson. Do I keep the 50 at all on Shem? I just don't think I can make up the ground. Western Michigan and Minnesota want him too badly. I might be better off just trying to put those points into these other battles then and just admitting defeat. Or I do this. We only do a hard sell because we know playing style has an A+, and we bank on him wanting to be closer to home because that fits us. See if that works or not. And I'll give him 50. We'll just reorganize the way the 50 points is. Maybe that can help us because he doesn't have any visits. So if I'm right on the sell, that could work. All right. Audio delayed? Let me reset the webcam then, because something might have gotten wonky with it. Are we good now? Captain Kane wants to know. Audio's fine. That's good. That's the way it should be. Chip Henry. It's gameplay, not face cam. Is the gameplay audio's delayed? Okay, I can fix that too. We'll see if that fixed it. Jackson Potter. We have a new quarterback, it looks like, for Season 4. That opens up some points as well for us to use in our final week of recruiting. Thank you for making your decision when you did. Wow, and he's visiting Virginia this week. If I had put 5 more points there, do I get him? I don't know about that one. Come on, auto. And here's auto, not cutting it down to his top 5, so I can't schedule a visit. Would you like if Madden's free agency worked more like college football? I would like an element of like convincing guys that your team is a fit. Like, they have their own internal motivations, and it's nice they've added those player tags. But I think if you could promise them, say, you're going to be our starting quarterback, you're going to get 50 catches this year. If they could do some sort of element of that promising free agents, I think that would be really fun. Even if I hard sell, look how bad our pitches are probably for him. I don't think we can, I don't think I'm getting David Otto. I quit. I give up. Do I put those points, though, into trying to get Greg Hendershot then? How good were our pitches? C-, C+, D. So I can't really hard sell and get like a huge bonus from him. I could visit and dump points is all. If I have a lot of points, then I'll consider it. I might update some of these to be a few more points to try to win out. Wanting to build this linebacker depth. I've already done a soft sell here. I'll throw a 10 there. And then, still in good shape to get Colson. I'm probably going to, slash like 10 points off of that. I think 30 still keeps us in really good shape. Wow! That worked! My pitch worked. Do we ever find out his pitch? It was that. So I was banking on proximity to home. I was right. And suddenly now we're in first place. Those visits are set for after this is over. So if I go 65 points, I believe I will win. That feels really good to potentially win that one. First place. Not first. I can go up to 65. Are the pitches good? One of them is. I could bank on that same pitch if I want to. Antonio Rager looks good. Tony. Even in a visit week, we couldn't do it. I could try hard selling. And then Kevin Roberts. I think I'm still interested. Especially because I did so well last week. And our pitches look decent. So I'm going to hard sell for Kevin Roberts. I'm gonna bank on it being that pitch. That's our good one. Yeah, the CPU can schedule these late visits that never actually happen, apparently. I don't know what that's all about. But going through those players in that way, I feel like I do have the ability to just give it one more shot here for Greg Hendershot. I would have to schedule a visit and probably hard sell. Unfortunately, even my visit pitch is kind of weak. But I think I have enough points to at least try. What if I sway? What if I sway here? Can I get one that I like that includes playing time? I'm going to try that one. Because playing time and playing style would both be fits. It's kind of a Hail Mary. I don't think it's going to work, but I have enough points to at least try. 1 month from the goated number. We'll catch the VOD later. I appreciate that, Blitzkrieg Dragon. Thank you. I'll see you in a month for a special milestone. Can I throw some music on? I'm sorry. Let me loop some music for y'all. Everybody having a good day? 5:45. I forgot we were streaming this in the afternoon into the evening now. Whenever I stream, it's kind of like being in a time machine. Because it'll feel like 30 minutes have passed, but it's actually been 3.5 hours. And now it's like, oh, it's a different even time of day. I feel like my mind feels like it lost time. Staley returning made it a good day. I think it's a successful offseason so far. I like this song. I want to listen to it too. This is in the YouTube audio library. It's called Eighth World Wonder. I really wish I could find a way to bring in auto. I tried. I failed. I was the first to offer a scholarship. Just remember that. And he didn't care. It took him 3 weeks to put us in his top 9 after offering a scholarship. 65 in the boss. That might be the move, you know. Am I getting Black Ops 6? I think I'm past the point of like playing Call of Duty for the multiplayer. But I still enjoy, you know, multiplayer from time to time in Call of Duty. I really like the campaigns. And I'm more interested in maybe getting into the zombie sides of things. If the campaign is a banger and zombies is good, I might pick it up. But I mean, like, last year's COD, that should have been my game. Because it had all the Modern Warfare 2 maps from back in the day. And I dropped that game pretty quickly. Even though I love the maps. I just don't think multiplayer is really for me anymore. Specifically in Call of Duty, but I guess it's kind of a universal thing. I don't play a lot of multiplayer shooters like that anymore. I hope the zombies are good, but if not, like, I'm not even a huge zombies guy. If I want to get into zombies, I can just play Black Ops 3, and, you know, it's not like I've played those maps to death or anything. I'm relatively inexperienced at zombies, but I'm more interested in it now because I'm kind of more interested in shooters in a PvE environment than a PvP. I could try to max out Tony here, but that's a lot of ground to overcome. Yeah, Black Ops 3 Zombies is hard to beat because they remastered all sorts of maps, and I really liked like Shadows of Evil and what was the other map that was available on Black Ops 3 early on? Was it Giant or something? I think that's the one I really liked. I also like Shadows of Evil, even though I think it's just the vibe. Shadows of Evil like nailed the zombies vibe, but it's still got a lot of convoluted mechanics to it. I'm going to bank on that being the pitch. Unless there's one with academic prestige in those two, which I don't believe there is. We're going to go with that. And then I got, you know, one linebacker here. I got One linebacker here. 25 points. I could put more. Especially if the pitches, I don't know if they're good. Play style's one of them. I might do a hard sell, though, that includes the play style and see if I can... That's the one I'd be banking on. And he's already X'd out a bunch of them. It could possibly be that, though. Pro potential, play style. Okay, so we actually have two. It probably is that one. Yeah, I really want more first-person shooter games with good campaigns. You know, I've been catching up on all the Call of Duty ones that I've missed. I think the only one I have to play is Modern Warfare 3 now. The original Modern Warfare 3. I played through the first Resistance game a little bit ago. PS3 launch title. I played the first Fear game this year. I could probably get into some more of that here soon. When are they going to bring back SOCOM? All right? Enough is enough. Bring back SOCOM. Then I'll play multiplayer. And y'all won't see me for a while because I'll be busy. Huge SOCOM fan. Doom is really good. I never played Eternal. I probably should. I have it. But, yeah, Doom 2016 was a banger. I can't get that last, like, 5. Unless I do a different pitch. I played Fear for the first time this year. I can't believe the AI in that game is still better than AI in games today. AI in that game is pretty impressive. I think a lot of it is intentional. I think that, like, there's definitely some players that want more advanced AI in these games, or they think they do. But at the same time, other people might find it frustrating if the AI is too good. I don't know. I'm impressed when AI can, like... When I feel like I'm playing something more dynamic than like just like scripted AI, then it's like I gotta lean forward now for this. I don't watch much wrestling anymore, no. It's been a long time for me. So we're gonna finish off our recruiting class here. And we're gonna get Jamerson Boss. That's a big win. That's a huge one. That was going down to the wire. Laith Shama. I didn't think we were going to win that battle, and we did. Troy Hodel. Owen Shameless. I expected more names. That was less names than I thought I was going to be listing off there. I didn't get the quarterback? So I missed out on Otto. I missed out on Hendershot. I don't know how much I missed out by, because that screen goes so quickly. I did get Grassmanis. Okay. They don't all show up apparently there. I got Grassmanis. I got Jeremiah McDougal, Connor Smoot, Soma Ojinaka, Antoine Gatto, Lonnie Isaacs. I think it only shows the players you, like, reached the end of the bar on. But at the end of the day, these guys are still going to pick schools, even if you didn't max out. So, we are going to see Emory Williams go to Troy. Jackson Potter and EJ Colson. There we go. We did end up missing, though, here. And here for Tony and Kevin Roberts. So, with the dust settling here in recruiting, your Buffalo Bulls are going to end up with a class that ranks 32. 38. 29 players after 28 players graduate. Not bad. In my file I keep here for notes on the series, I do have our recruiting ranks for every year. My first recruiting class was 72nd. My second recruiting class was 53rd. This year we are 38th. Why did I type 29th? I don't, because I had 29 players. 38th ranked. Keeps getting better. Number 1 class in the MAC. So Western Michigan, they did bring in a lot of guys, but I'm interested in why they lost so much. If we go to the transfer portal, we should be able to sort alphabetically and see that they lost like 10 guys. That's 9 players. Let's check out where Arch went. He's not a 5 in here. LSU Arch Manning. Oh, you gotta love it. LSU is just the place to transfer to, I guess. That's so funny. It makes me want to put LSU on the schedule as like our tough game of the year. Just so like people can watch the, like that I can put Arch Manning, like playing Arch Manning in the title. And it's just him in the LSU uniform. Oh, Lagway. TCU? He went back to Texas. That's good. Oh, Paris. Oh, we chased him out of Notre Dame. Should we play Charlotte? Should we play Charlotte and LSU this year? Wow. Yo, is he gonna start? Charlotte's the quarterback destination. How are they getting 4 stars? If Paris is starting, I would consider playing Charlotte. And like, Charlotte was a little bit of a thing from the last stream because I kept saying I thought their logo was an airplane in the sea. Remember that? Now that I know it's a pickaxe, I can't see it not being a pickaxe. Hey, on like the base roster, how good is Ashton Genty? Because on paper, I'm trying to think of the best running backs in the game, and I knew it would have been like Ollie Gordon and Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. How good was Genty coming in this year in the game? 95, 96. He's updated. What was he early on, though? I'm sure he's the number 1 running back now. Came in a 91. We're on to position changes. There is one thing I wanted to do for sure, and that was move Dom Camarda to left guard because he gave up 7 sacks as a right guard and 0 as a left guard. So let's just move him to his natural home. I've been wanting you to play Tennessee, but wouldn't mind you playing LSU either. LSU may be on the schedule this year just because Arch Manning going there is too funny to not check out. Yeah, we will have some depth traits to check on. We'll get there. I'm gonna probably hold that for a little bit, but I guess we're gonna get some quarterback ratings here right now. E.J. Colson 75 and Jackson Potter 74 overall. All right, so Potter, better short accuracy, stronger overall arm. E.J. Colson, though, more speed. 88 throw power. I guess the guy I want to compare him to mostly is Pacheco, because I could see Pacheco not really having a ton of a role now with Coulson joining. But I want to give Pacheco a chance to at least develop before we do too much of a comparison. Transfers are not developing, no. So we know these overalls are static, whereas we're going to see Elway develop, and we could have a huge battle here for the top quarterback spot. We'll see. I want to know how good our transfers were, though, and some of these freshmen. And then if I have to even out any positions, I will. Yeah, the running back depth there is not great behind Sperling and Dingle. I struck out on, a couple guys I wanted in the recruiting today. Thankfully, Braylon Staley sticks around. Keep in mind, this is pre-training. I'm only looking to see, like, freshmen, just to take a quick look at some of their overalls. This is a big one here. Dorian Henry, 75. John Burns, 74. And Burns has elite development. So I am looking to make him a starter from the jump this year. Yeah, I could move Hilton to right guard considering I played him there. But I'm not sure if he's going to be starting. I might just hold him there. He played right guard out of necessity. I might still list him at left guard. Lath Shama is an 80. That's big. 82 power, 88 strength. This is us basically running back, the Jake Jackson skill set almost to a T. I have no left outside linebackers, so I got to move someone there. I'm going to move Lewis Mooney. Why isn't it allowing me? Is there a reason why I can't move his position? Or Chip Henry? Because I was going to move him to defensive end. It's a glitch. Is there a way around it? It's kind of annoying. And do I have any athletes that need a signing? Yeah, 5. You don't have enough linebackers, so it's trying to keep me from moving him to a non-linebacker spot. Even though I want to move him to the other spot. Okay. All right, Kevin Babineau. We know he's meant to play quarterback. He can also play running back. .88 speed, 90 acceleration. How good is his arm? We got 89 throw power, 75 short, 80 medium, 72 deep. I think I'm still very interested in Babineau staying a quarterback. Yeah, I definitely want him to develop as a passer. He'll be red-shirted this year, and then would have an opportunity to become a starter. He's got the speed of Pacheco, similar arm strength, but better medium accuracy, at least, for now. We'll see if Pacheco gets any better there. As long as his caps are good. Check out Pacheco at running back. 6'3", 216 running back. That'd be close to like Cordero Patterson measurables. Man, he actually... Man, Pacheco could do a little running back. That's interesting. Especially considering how kind of maxed out he is as a quarterback. Like, if we check on his... If we check out Pacheco's caps... Clicked on Coulson. He still has room with his accuracy, though. That's the thing. Like, what if he does take a big leap there? That's the... That would keep me from doing that right now. There could be some trick play potential, yes. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I can still edit his position in season. I think that's now an option in the menu. So I can still develop him as a quarterback, but say, you know what, we're listing you as a running back, and there might be a couple trick plays for you. We could use Pacheco like our own little Taysom Hill project. So I'm still developing him as a quarterback, though. Joel Treggs, 59 overall. Am I on the wrong menu? Yeah, I'm not in position changes anymore. All right, Joel Treggs. Ooh, they like him more as a defensive lineman. '76 speed, 88 strength. What do we got? So the blocking rating's certainly nothing spectacular, but 72 tackle, 84 finesse. He has a standout rating there. I think he is a defensive tackle instead. And he's a 304-pounder with 76 speed. I thought this whole time, I thought he was a guard. His archetype is listed as agile, which is offensive line. Oh, he's only a 55 block shed? That's not good. That's pretty bad. Silver quick drop, which that would be an offensive line ability, right? But then how would that... Yeah, I guess I'd be really interested in his caps. That block shed is keeping me from just like locking him in as a defensive lineman right now. You know what? No joke. Fullback is probably one of his best positions. At that size, with the speed to get out in front, and obviously enough blocking ability, I do think Joel Treggs could be a fullback. Yeah, I think what I can do, can I start him off here as like a defensive lineman? I'm trying to think here. What gives me the most options? Putting him at tackle or end? DTs can play fullback. DNs, I don't think can. So I guess I'm interested in what the caps are when I do that to him. Can I not see player cards this week? Because it keeps showing me I have the option, and then it just won't click into it. But I'm okay developing him as a defensive lineman after all of this. I think I have some pretty good offensive line depth and a lot of young offensive linemen, obviously, here. I mean, I got 2 4-star guards this year. These 2 centers I brought in. So letting him develop as a D tackle and seeing what else he can do is perhaps the way I want to go. All right, next athlete. It's fun getting these athletes. So all 3 of these guys here were meant to be linebackers, but I think we're finding out it's not always that simple. Eric Johns. Am I on the wrong screen again? Sorry. Eric Johns. Highest grade is as a speed rushing defensive end. Didn't see that one coming. 88 speed, 88 acceleration. So, you know, that's athletic as heck for the edge. 84 tackle, 70 shed. So 73 power moves, 71 zone coverage. You can go either spot to develop him. I am definitely leaning edge though. That kind of athleticism needs to chase down quarterbacks. Now, I kind of like outside linebacker because he might develop a bit more of a utility skill set, don't you think? Because he could play edge, but he can do so much. Why lock him into edge? Outside linebacker might give him a little bit of everything. And if I list him at left outside linebacker, that can help meet one of my position minimums that I had an issue with earlier because nobody was there. Speed rush linebackers don't develop? Really? Well, I certainly need to develop his pass rushing. And now I can't change it. At least not yet. Maybe if I can get more guys there. All right, what's Leon Edmond? Power rusher or a safety? Okay. Leon Edmond. 87 speed, 56 awareness. So we can go 76 zone, 72 power move. 85 tackling. Because zone is already so good and tackling's already so good, I do like him as a linebacker, a true linebacker. If I list him as a middle linebacker, can I finally start to move those guys? And yeah, I think even safety you could consider. 6'3", 242. Or that's a different player. Leon Edmond, 6'1", 224. That's pretty good at safety as well. But I am going to still probably have to go with linebacker. I think he'll be better closer to the line of scrimmage. Last athlete we have to assign is Antoine Gatto, 88 speed, 89 acceleration. Not seeing anything that says he can play offense. 84 tackle. Not great in coverage. He does have a little bit of pass rushing, a little finesse move there to his game. What do we think on Antoine Gatto? 67 shed, 84 tackle. I could see defensive end actually making some sense here. It's where his best stuff is already. Yeah, they're going to say defensive end. I'll go with that. So I'm imagining they're still going to keep me from editing John's back. And then is there anything else I wanted to do? I got 4 running backs. There is a chance I could list Messiah Birch there, depending on how development goes, because he has a good running back skill set. So we have ways of getting some more depth there at least. I got a lot of tight ends on the roster, arguably too many. A lot of offensive linemen, love to see it. A lot of safeties, too. All right. Austin Harris at secondary. That way he could be a two-way player. Here's the issue. The depth chart restrictions in this game keep you from playing a guy at, like, safety in this case. So Harris can play at receiver and corner the way Travis Hunter does. The problem is that his press is so bad, I hesitate to make that move. I could list him at safety. I can play him at corner. But if I can find his press coverage here, you'll see that it's a problem. Let's play rack, yeah. I'm going to scroll from the bottom here because I'm going to find him pretty quickly. It's only at 30. Ridiculously low. So it's unfixable. Unfixably low. But I want him to play receiver, obviously. He is also near his cap set receiver, so it makes sense to develop him defensively. But I don't think he's actually going to play defense. Could he do stuff in the slot? A 6'5" slot corner? Yeah, he could. But then I think with wear and tear, if he's going to be, he's also going to be one of our top receivers this year. And so I worry about the wear and tear effects of doing all that. So yeah, I've been kind of at a loss of what to do exactly with Austin Harris. And I think he is a more impactful receiver than DB because he makes the tough plays. And we've already seen him be a star there. I just want to take a quick glance at our receiver depth chart and see if there's anybody that I would legitimately want to see play at running back instead. Sean Prochet probably has a decent, well, not like a decent, but similar overall at running back. But probably going to leave him at receiver to develop. I just want to see. And I'll show you Austin Harris, what his comp would be too. Yeah, he goes up as a receiving back, Prochet. And then Harris. They like him as a vertical threat tight end too. 75 vertical threat tight end. If he weren't already so good at what I've asked him to do as a receiver, I would consider it. Also, he cannot block. And you know in my offense, tight ends are going to block. So yeah, his caps are not great. Birch has 79 carrying. Yeah, in real life, Birch is listed as a running back. And his hands did get a lot better in development. I wish he had at least juke. Let's move him back to running. Let's move him to running back. He is at his caps, and I could actually see him getting some playing time there because of our depth, especially if he were to develop a little bit. He wouldn't have to do much to actually be our third back. So that's how that would look here. I like that. I'm not worried about equipment right now. There's too much stuff to do. I can do that at a different time. So, you know, I could move Austin Harris, but I just don't actually see him playing defense outside of like an emergency, like late game role. And I could have him do that already. I don't know if there's a chance of him developing something as a receiver. I guess I'm going to use him as an experiment. Let's move on. I mean, hopefully Harris doesn't stay just a 72 overall. There's got to be something he can get better at. But yeah, it is time for training results. Quarterbacks, or actually let's stick here at, you know, the main page. 2 players hit 90. Ooh, this offensive line. What was Tyler Hilton before? He is suddenly a 90. That is huge. He's going to have to start. And Camarda. Whoa. Now, what was he just a little bit ago? Let's go position by position, and the quarterback position is so clustered. Pacheco is up to a 75 now. 91 short? Where did that come from? I guess I told you his accuracy had room. Oh my God. Did he do it? And we got Ray Elway up to a 74. Yeah, I would say Elway's accuracy is not quite ready, and he doesn't have like enough mobility to be like super intriguing there. But he has 91 short. The medium accuracy is kind of a wash. Like Colson is the best, but everybody's within 3 points. Deep accuracy, Colson's best. Throw on the run favors Elway, actually. Throw under pressure, Pacheco and Elway. And Pacheco is the most dynamic runner. Wow. Has Eric Pacheco done enough to become our new QB1? This is going to be really tough to sort out. I brought in 2 guys in the portal, and it's possible that neither one starts. Man, that 91 short accuracy is just such a separator. Comparing him to Potter, Potter gets the edge just because his arm is so much stronger. And then he has 1 better deep accuracy. But that's like it. The rest of the edge goes to Pacheco in more of a run-focused offense that now has 2 really good guards. Dingle's up to a 79. Messiah Birch, 77. And Sperling caps out here at a 90. At receiver, Staley is an 83, Roche 78, Witherspoon 77, and then Austin Harris, we only see him go up 1 overall. And everything, and I mean everything, is at its cap. But I still want to see him play. Because he's been lower rated than other receivers and still been one of the best guys on the field. Dallas Roche's a 78, Quincy Witherspoon 77. We should see all 4 of them, and probably a little Quentin Pollard. Ooh, the route running on Roche. Look what has happened here. 94 and 96. Holy smokes. And 91 release? What are you doing at 5'9", 161 getting off the line with 91 release? Dallas Roche is going to be playing. He could be your easy button slot guy. With Staley on the outside, Harris on the outside. 98 speed, 99 acceleration. He got even more dynamic. I think Staley went up like 4 speed. What? Staley was not that fast last year. I'd start Potter and play Pacheco in packages. I can't make any decisions yet on what the receiver thing's going to look like because, man, or the quarterbacks. And Trejo's obviously got a lot of speed. Kajust is up to an 80. Elite Dev, remember, on Kevin Kajust, who is mostly done developing now. 84 short route running. Henry Tabansi's a 79. Tyler Hilton a 90. Camarda 88. Chet Sanders to a 75. I think the 4 stars are going to have to get red-shirted now. Wow. Shakari Bennett becomes an 82. We'll definitely have him out there. Humphreys to a 79. We got some pass rushers still we know can make an impact. Shamar Riser Presley is going to get a lot more playing time this season. 92 finesse move. We'll see if he can play. He should be able to. Yeah, I could possibly consider playing somebody else at center. Hilton has, I think, the size for it. Man, that pass protection on him is so good. Kind of comes down to, do you want to play Sanders then at a spot or get John Burns out there right away? And I really want to see Burns. We got 2 4-star guards here. They're very different players. Notice that Henry, much more run-focused. Burns, much more pass-focused. Very interested in how they develop. Hopefully it's enough to balance out their ratings eventually. To D-tackle, where Fui Mauno and Anderson. Remember, last year we picked them up in the portal. Now they're our top 2 guys, along with Junior Poyser, who I think is still going to be on the field a lot with very high awareness, but he's got much more competition now for those snaps. Eric Johns, Joey McCune to an 84. Joey can cover now. That's, I think, mostly new, or maybe it's just that he was slow and I didn't really trust his coverage ratings anyway. Ladarius Canaday may be more of a player now because we lose Red Murdoch and Deion Crawford. So the coverage linebacker situation is entirely different now. I think there I would project that Canaday is one main player and possibly McCune as the other, even with the speed where it is. So Canaday is a new starter. At cornerback, we got Buffelli as a sophomore, Rager as a junior, Taylor as a junior, Magnifico to a 73 redshirt freshman's not bad. You'll notice you don't have a ton of speed there at corner. I'm not so sure we had like blazers there earlier, but you know, our cornerback situation not as solid as it was because we had we had 2 really experienced starting corners in Bridges and McCarthrans, and we just can't, you know, we can't just have 3-year starters every year. Eventually those starters graduate and now you start over again. Carl Valentine's an 80. CJ Turner is an 80. Not bad, guys. I think we got a fun team. And I was worried about how some of these positions would look coming into the year. But I think, especially on offense, I'm feeling good. We have a really tough, you know, sorting out of quarterbacks here, but it's a good problem to have because there's reasons to pick them all. '91 power move on Zion, the transfer. I'll have to take a look because wasn't he listed as an outside backer? Do I have to cut anybody? I don't have to. A run stopper who also has, I probably missed it. What is this organization? '91 power. Oh, it's alpha. No, it's not alphabetized. Zion, Moultrie, Goddard might have to do a little bit of everything. Probably better on the edge, though. So I don't have to cut anybody. Therefore, I probably won't. I personally have not had Matt Spar, no, but I've heard really good things about it. Yeah, I'll have to look into the Pac-12 stuff for maybe the future. I wasn't going to throw it together during this stream. But I do think, like, maybe some of that stuff when we're maybe even a couple more years into Dynasty, and then we're closer to, like, the college football offseason, thinking about the future there. Like, while the real college football season's going on, I don't mind, even though I'm far off into the future by now, just kind of maintaining the current status quo before shuffling conferences all over again. Love the content, Kane. As per usual, the best content creator here on YouTube. Yeah, I want to get the jersey numbers a little more customized now that I have the option to. The NIL players still can't be edited, but every year there's less and less of those, so I should have more ability to get us some different numbers and, you know, have less repeating. I think the repeating numbers is definitely something I don't like whatsoever in college football. So we know this year we want to, I might not set the whole schedule right now because I want to get to other stuff before I end the stream. But I think LSU and Charlotte, I'm going to put those teams in my notes. I for sure want to play them. Who else could we potentially play? I'm not sure if there was a specific team I had to get on the schedule this year, but this is our conference schedule. I will say the schedule here showing like road games 3 in a row. I definitely want to make sure we get some home games maybe in week 5, maybe 4, because I want to be able to have games where I can have visits set up. Yes, Syracuse is probably a good year for Syracuse. And I am interested in continuing to play Temple until we don't just fall on our faces. So we could potentially play LSU, Charlotte, Temple, Syracuse. Not a bad schedule there. And yeah, they still got us as a 1-star. I guess we got to show more consistency. So as far as the conference games go, why does this seem like it's a lot of the same teams? We've played Ball State every year. We've played Bowling Green 2 years in a row. We got Central Michigan again, Eastern Michigan again, Ohio again. Miami, Ohio, I believe we played 2 years in a row. Kent State, I believe we took a year off of. And didn't we play Akron last year? They could do a better job of throwing us that schedule. Regenerate it? I don't think it changes your opponents, though. I think your opponents are locked. Hope for college football 26 they make midweek Maction scheduling a yearly thing and not just for year one. Yeah, I don't think they pay too much attention to that just because day of the week doesn't really factor into a lot for the game itself. But I do think some more primetime games midweek would be good for the MAC. So I'm not sure I'll do a ton with recruiting right now. We're obviously going to do some of it, but I kind of want to get into some practice and look at some skill caps and everything. Here's our school right now. At least we have coach stability as like a new thing we can kind of count on. Even coach prestige is something we can pitch. Championship contenders is C-. We'll take it. What I wanted to see, though, is how many players graduate now. 28 seniors last year, 21 seniors this year. And again, it's going to be not like super top heavy for defense compared to offense. Like, you're going to lose 3 quarterbacks this year, 2 tight ends that probably don't play the most critical role. Defense, it looks like the players are spread out. What I'm interested, though, is like who are the best players that are interested now in Buffalo? Any 5 stars? I mean, we can actually talk to some. This is one of the biggest reasons why I did choose Buffalo, because the pipelines for recruiting would be much more challenging. Like, if you take a 1-star team in Texas versus a 1-star team in the Northeast, it's a very different experience because I'm not getting to recruit in Texas. I'm lucky enough that my coach has Ohio as a pipeline. But, you know, as far as the 5 stars we can even talk to, it's not like we have the massive pipeline advantage there in the first place. But I guess, do we only have the 2 pipeline? Is that like our highest? So it's a guard, halfback, receiver, safety. I am absolutely at least going to let Nick Sledge know we exist. But he should be a power back, not a receiving back. 4 stars. There's got to be some opening interest. No? Well, last year we did get some players, some 4 stars, so I am going to try again. I'll put a few 4 stars on the board here right off the bat. I'm probably not going to be as aggressive for offensive linemen after the way last year went. I like our current quarterback situation, so I'm not going to go into a battle here when I know I'm probably going to lose. I'll put a receiver on the board. Put a linebacker on the board. I'll go with a tackle. It's up to 5. Just trying to see what positions are actually interested in us here. Put a coverage linebacker on there, though, while we're at it. Route runner, archetype 4-star. That'd be new. Athletes. I don't want to go too crazy, though, on the 4s, because I know it's not super likely. And then I want to see who has us as number 1 here in the 3-star world. I'll get a safety up there. A lot of the guys have us in first, though, which is nice. We have a chance at some insta-commits. I'm not as focused right now on tight end as much. Not on this initial board. Buck Petrovsky? We gotta scout him. And yeah, I want like all the athletes that really like us, because the athletes just have so much upside. Looking for different archetypes to put on the board here at Athlete. So I'm going to start with a little bit smaller board here right off the bat. We're going to start with these 21 players. So we don't need to, you know, scout the 5s and 4s a whole lot. So I'm just going to offer scholarships right off the bat to the 5s and 4s. Got 450 hours this week. And we'll see if any actually really consider us after the preseason. We will scout 3s. So that's 9 just free scholarships, basically. I got to scout Buck Petrovsky. Physical archetype receiver. He's a bust. Come on, Buck. Reza becomes a new member on the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. A lot of support in the stream today, guys. Thank y'all for coming out for a fun off-season stream, a successful one as well. Yeah, I probably should spend those points now that I actually have some coach points to spend. Is there anything at recruiter I want to buy? I can't get to elite recruiting for a long time. I don't think there's anything I need to do here besides, you know, maybe that D-line one's good enough. That's only 5. Some of the cross-training stuff here is really interesting, especially if you like recruiting athletes that can do a bunch of different things. As we've seen in this stream, there are a lot of position-flexible athletes. So I don't know if it really makes sense to spend our limited points there, but there are, you know, scenarios where it would be really intriguing. Can I get Architect yet? I have to spend a lot more on Motivator to get there. But I do think that's probably, like, especially like the passing game in Architect is probably a really, really good one. We have to start winning some of these darn rivalry games, though. I think I only get... Is it only Temple? Because I'm thinking in my Miami series, at least I get to play the Gators and Virginia Tech as rivals. But I think in here, I have to beat Temple like 4 times. I would love to have that. But I only have 1 rival, and I don't have a single win. What I could do is still buy some stuff in Motivator. I think now that we have some young, higher upside quarterbacks, you think Elway, Babineau, and then we brought in a couple guys in the portal. One's going to stick around. I think getting to tier 3 here actually, maybe even tier 4. I think I should max out this one probably. We're going to buy these. You think the 4th tier is useless? We play a lot of close games. I don't know. It would make more sense to buy tier 3 closer to the end of the year. But what if I don't have the points at the right time? I might as well just spend them. Anything else? I think Sperling's going to get drafted. We should have some picks now. We got some guys pushing 90 overall. Definitely looking much more promising for the future. I've already gone to tier 4 here at Tactician, Offensive Lineman. Boost power, move, and hit power. I'm buying that. The running back one is also tempting. Like, I want to be more of a run-heavy team. Shouldn't I be buying some of this? Like, tier 2 gets me trucking and break tackle. Might hold the rest. How about that truck stick Dingle had in the bowl game? That is like the nastiest truck stick I've seen in a long time. That was unbelievable. What was tier 3 there at running back? Spin, juke, and vision. Sure. That helps out Sperling a little bit more, too. Yeah, we'll spend them points, and let's get to a little scouting. I wanted to go to these athletes. I want high upside athletes. Now, this is a scrambler. James Strizzle. James Strizzlecheck. I think. It's hard to really make a whole lot of these quarterbacks when you want to think about them at other positions. But you know what? Maybe they just stay a quarterback when they got a gem and their 91 speed. Joshua Bloom. Whew. Scholarship to you, sir. Carlos Harms. Get out of harm's way, right? Power back. 88 speed. We'll see. Nothing here is like These are like the same ratings that Hendershot had. Greg Hendershot, who turned us down. Sean Blade. I'm going to offer him a scholarship. I like the size and athleticism there. And there are some good receiver ratings or even tight end ratings. Those aren't bad. I might come back to him later. Orlando Rochelle. 93 speed. Yep. I think every year I want to try to get a couple of these athletes and see if they can possibly, you know, impress. Because the skill sets are just so intriguing. You've got to take a chance on these athletes. Even when it doesn't even, you know, maybe they don't start right away or anything. But, like, the options are so intriguing to me. Yeah, 78 zone, 88 speed, 85 tackle. You could play Truman probably as an intriguing safety. And then I have 115 left. I was kind of interested in seeing if I could potentially get like a really early commit. Byron Gammon. Easy evaluation here. Slot archetype, very fast, can tackle. He has us at first place. Can we get an insta commit live on stream? I got the captain's hat on. Luck has been on our side, but you know what? We can't get everything we want. I got 50 left. We'll probably wrap up some recruiting stuff later. Let's check out some skill caps. Here is Kevin Babineau, quarterback. Normal dev. Oh, that's an ugly cap there on his accuracy. That's kind of a brutal cap. Darn. 2 new running backs. Lonnie Isaacs, he was a bust, so he shouldn't have great caps. And really doesn't. But we needed depth. Soma Ojinaka. One of the first players who made it to our board. Star development. And this isn't terrible. He's going to be in the running to be like the Lamar Sperling replacement for sure. I did not add any receivers. I added some tight ends. Nico Samuel. You know, blocking tight end. Probably not going to be a flashy player there. 67 speed. I would set the over-under at 0.5 career touchdowns for him, probably. Kyle Teal has star with a vertical threat archetype now. He was a very late addition. He was the first player we got today in recruiting. And I think he has upside in the right spots to potentially make an impact. But I don't think he's going to be like a great player there. Nathan Hill. Normal dev here, 3-star. Maybe more of a backup tackle long term. But let me get the Charles Rust, and then we got our 4-star guards. Charles Rust. I think these caps are solid. I could see him becoming like an 80-ish overall starter. Where's the best spot for the camera now that we're not looking at recruiting as much? Back to the original home? Maybe like right here? All right, Dorian Henry. 4 stars. And those caps are unnecessary, but he's already a 78. He will have a chance to get into the 80s and start, but might not be our next 90 overall guard. The player I really want to have good caps, though, John Burns. Elite development. Please tell me he's got that high ceiling. Yes, that is good. That is really, really good. That's a big win. He could become a high draft pick with those caps. Antoine Gatto, impact 74. I don't think this is bad, because the pass rush has the upside, and he's listed at edge rusher. We'll take that one. Is it possible to get an elite player with low ceilings? Yes, because elite really refers to the speed of their development. The caps determine their ceiling. So Kevin Kajust has elite development. We got him at a 64. But these caps tell you he's basically maxed out. And he's not likely to become like a 90 overall. Connor Smoot. Power rusher. Those caps are ugly. IQ is even like, you know, pretty limiting there. That's disappointing caps. All right, Joel Triggs. This guy is an X factor. Got his arm all wrapped up. Triggs could play line, fullback, tackle. He needs to improve his block shed more than anything. He's very athletic, but he's very unproven in a lot of areas. He happens to have good finesse rushing. So right now, he profiles as a situational pass rusher because he cannot be trusted to stop the run. But he's like really athletic with blocking ability, 84 finesse. There's enough to do something. Troy Hodell. Impact Dev. Still got potential with his power moves. It's an 81 already. IQ isn't too restrictive. I'm fine with those. Jeremiah McDougal. Normal Dev. Limited ceiling. IQ definitely hurts there. Probably depth. Eric Johns. I was told that outside linebackers don't develop very well. It's kind of a unique look there. He's got the half sleeves, which I feel were like a late 2000s thing. I feel like the half sleeves got replaced by the shooter sleeve and whatnot. This is kind of like the Cedric Griffin look, but he also taped his wrist to the max. Anyway, Eric Johns does not have ratings. Let me try again. Okay. It's a mystery. It's fun mystery time. Star development, Leon Edmond. High ceiling as a run stopper. I'm intrigued. Those aren't too bad. We got Lewis Mooney. Impact. Kind of restrictive caps. Chip Henry. Impact. A little bit restrictive. Jamerson Boss. I was kind of holding out that he might have really good dev. I put a lot of focus in him today. Boss has normal dev, and I'm not a fan of these caps. And I was extremely aggressive in trying to bring him in. I won an unlikely battle. Trent Cole. Give me the kicker. Morgan. No, I did not click read. I know I was hovering Grass Manis right there. Impact. And I think he's going to be our next kicker. Morgan Grass Manis. But right now, he will back up Reed. The summary video, that will be on Friday, where I will then look to get the recruiting side done, the schedule revealed. What's going on there? Team name. Weird. I think it's a pretty good class and a pretty good offseason today. We did not lose Lamar Sperling. We did not lose Braylon Staley. And we did not lose hope for this upcoming season. I want to see what's left at Western Michigan after they lost 9 players in the portal. Saints updates. So I have continued to chip away on episodes there. Like right now, I got 5 videos that are just done. And another one that is mostly done. So I've just been continuing to work on it until it's like mostly finished or all the way finished. When I start posting those again, my thought was I'd start posting them twice a week. So the way that the Saints will be returning is the episodes will be pretty similar to what you're used to and are seeing here in the Dynasty, but a little bit faster paced, I would say. Like I did an episode, I recorded one that has, 3 games in it. And there could be, more of that. But I think 2 episodes a week would be a pretty good upload cadence while I'm doing, 3 Buffalo videos a week. But the entire idea has been to get those done before posting them, and I'm using my spare time to work on it. So I finished up a commentary yesterday. I haven't gotten into it today, but 5 videos are done, and I'm most of the way through the regular season. But is 2 videos a week, is that satisfactory there? Like, I wanted to make sure episodes could come out consistently, and right now my thought is when I upload those, it's like every Tuesday and Thursday. As with the Buffalo series, I'm kind of trying to settle into a cadence where it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I would have the Saints do Tuesday, Thursday, which means you'd have a lot of content here on the main channel. And the whole idea is that it's all already done, so it doesn't impact me working on other stuff. Yeah, I'm not expecting people to prefer it versus college football 25, but it's something I wanted to keep working on. A lot of people still want to see like what happens with that team, but I need to get a move on before people decide that it's not worth their time when it comes out. I know it's been a while, but I think it's going to be a cool project to get posted. I think we should do a little practice. I gotta save and then back out. It's because the option ain't there. Yeah, a lot of unfinished business in that. I'm not doing a big franchise. I'm at in 25. Pretty soon, I think I'll be wrapping up my MLB The Show series on the second channel, and then I want to replace it with something. So I don't know if I'm going to do a big franchise rebuild or if I'm going to do like different types of rebuilds over there. There will probably be Madden content of some sort, and I'm going to be, you know, figuring that out soon. I've been thinking about that the last couple days because I think I'm nearing the end of the Cardinals franchise. I didn't want to do it for 12 months this year. Dude, where's my practice menu? Is it because it's preseason? Is there no practice in preseason? I thought there was. There is. I have no plans with Kalispell. Is Madden 25 that bad? I mean, I haven't really spent a lot of time in Madden 25, and I've just been preferring to play college football, and I've done so many of those franchises. I don't think it's a bad idea to take a break and, you know, come back when I'm excited to do something. So I don't know exactly what I'll be doing quite yet. I enjoyed that Vikings rebuild I did. Why is it not giving me the chance to do practice? I know one game I'm hungry to play is NFL Street 2. I may do a playthrough on that, featuring some of your favorite names from across the series. It's just not giving me the chance to do practice. I must have to get past the preseason. I'd probably check out the mods now because I wouldn't be, like, I don't usually do mods on the PC side because I want to start early. The mods aren't even out early. But if I'm getting into Madden more late and there's stuff already established, then it's like, okay, maybe PC's a way to go. I guess I'll have to make a schedule, but we already know the teams we're going to play. Who do I want to open against? Who's available? We could play Charlotte. Now I only want to play Charlotte if Paris is starting. Otherwise, that story's kind of buried. And they brought in another 4-star or whatever quarterback in the portal. But Paris is their guy. Damian Paris. Perfect. Let me make sure that LSU is as we expect. Arch will be playing there. Arch Manning. So in that case, I think our opening week options would be either Charlotte or Temple. Maybe we get underway against them. Is LSU available this week? They are. might pick Charlotte, though, instead. I want to make sure that's a home game. I wanted to play Syracuse. They're pretty easy to set up our schedule. Temple, Syracuse, LSU, Charlotte. Temple went 5-6 last year. Syracuse went 7-6. LSU went 6-6. Charlotte went 9-5. Kind of a tough non-conference schedule for us. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 home games there. So we'll do 2-2 for the non-conference. I just want to see the Temple game last year. Was it home or road? I can't remember. We played that one, it looks like, in Buffalo. So we need to go at Temple this year. We'll go at LSU. We'll host Syracuse this year. Maybe we'll go to their dome next season or a different meeting. So that's 6-6. 6 home, 6 road. We're opening the year against Temple this time, man. We're not going to lose by 40 this time. And then I guess I have to wrap up some recruiting stuff. I didn't have that many hours to use anyway. Maybe we can hand out a few more scholarships or something. Is there a position I haven't really given any attention yet? That I want to? Yeah, maybe defensive end is one of those spots. Cornerback. He's a 4-star, though. I've already offered. George Robbins. He's got a second. Let's scout him. Gem. George the Gem. I got 15. Let me get one more on the board. Free safety, 5-star. I don't need to scout him. How do y'all remember that there was a 5-star safety? Zach Siegel. 3rd ranked player. How am I getting in the mix with those teams there? I don't mind getting another 5-star on the board. I am way more likely to take a chance here on Cassius Awasum. Route runner who fits 2 pipelines. You know what? I'll put both on there. I'll just offer a couple more scholarships and we'll see if anything happens with the 5s. Because I can't put points on guys this week anyway. I can just offer, see where it falls. And then George Fadukasi. I'm going to go 4s. What else we got? Any corners? Or pass rushers? Nope, you're a coverage guy. DeAndre Crane. Safety. I wanted to find a corner maybe. Power rusher. 4-star power rusher. Sounds good to me. All right, we're going to offer some 5-star scholarships and see if anyone wants to give old Buffalo the time of day. All right. It's been a fun stream, guys. Thank you all for coming by again. Let's see if we have a chance at taking this program to a new level. We're going to sort by... I can't sort by the stars? Or I can. All right. Anybody want to put us in their top 8? Not looking good. I knew it was wishful thinking, but we got 2 4s last year. I want to try getting a couple again. So for Friday's video, I'll probably get through this whole stage, and we'll kind of have more of an idea of what our board looks like with the new season. Safe to say, though, a couple of our options are going to be here with these 3-star gems. Just kind of get it started off here. If we sort by interest, you know, we're in first for a few players. I get all my music from the YouTube audio library. So what I'll probably have to do then is find a couple of these players that I think I have the best chance at competing for and just put some points in, see where it goes. Maybe somebody who hasn't gotten a lot of offers yet, or is at least in our pipelines, or has teams in his top 8 that are smaller schools. I can already see a lot of these that I'm going to be deleting. But I sure want to get, you know, at least one 4-star. Look for 4 stars with no offers at this stage. Yeah, that's the other thing that we can do. I imagine all the 5s have offers. Yep, they all have at least 2. For 4s, there are some, but there are only a couple that'll even consider us. One of them happens to be a running back. D'Angelo Meyer. Not a pipeline guy. I'm going to skip Stingley here. He's a blocking tight end. I really don't need tight ends right now. But D'Angelo Meyer, 4-star, no offers, from Goose Lake, Iowa. Right? Is IA Iowa or Indiana now? Indiana's got to be IN. I don't usually scout 4 stars. I've seen enough. I will absolutely try to get D'Angelo Meyer. Yep, 92 acceleration, 4-star. I shouldn't even spent the points there scouting. And then I guess we could go right back to that list again and see the 4 stars that maybe only have 1 offer. And I'm looking specifically, like, I would like to find a pass rusher to potentially go after. Like, I have to pick my spots. I'm only going to go after a handful of 4 stars, a running back, a receiver, pass rusher, corner. That would be a perfect, you know, setup. But it looks like we still have pretty limited options for those types of battles. DeAndre Crane. Is he not on our board? 2 offers, UCLA, and he's well outside our pipeline. How many people in Honolulu, Hawaii are thinking of the Buffalo Bulls at any given point in their life? 4-star Ogbonna quarterback, you must. Where was he again? David Ogbonna. Yeah, let's put him on the board. Let me sort by positions now. I want to see if there's a corner. I have to go up against 4 teams if I want to do it. I don't think it's the year. D tackles. DeAndre Crane. At least there's less of a competition there. Elijah Brown. LSU is already offered. I only have so many points. Like, I'm not doing it. Clemson's already offered. Purdue, Iowa, and Louisville? See, that's a ring I think we can get in. And then I guess, was there a tackle? I have 4-star guards. I don't have 4-star tackles, but 4 offers. Not a pipeline guy. If I'm not mistaken, the 2 4-stars I got last year were both pipeline guys. So I knew I'd have a chance. I can't even go after a 4-star center. I actually want to make sure of that, because I had a fairly easy time getting them, honestly. Is Michigan one of our pipelines? I could see it being a pipeline. I thought it was just New York and Ohio, like Western New York and Ohio. Maryland. I mean, I don't think it goes by state. I think it goes by region. John Burns had to be in a pipeline. I'm not sure if Adam Kane's pipeline spreads to Michigan. If there's a 5-star in our pipeline, I'll probably take a look. I'm still wearing this hat. It's just become part of me today. 7 offers, though. The pipeline's nice, but 7 offers is just a fight I don't see us winning. And I don't want to waste points attempting. But I'll probably have to try here on Chester Samia. DeAndre Crane. I don't think this one's too likely. I'll give it a try. If we can just get one, it would be huge. David Ogbonna. When it comes to quarterback now, considering our depth, I do think it's a spot where I would prefer to scout. But that's an extra 30 points. So I'm still going to pass for the time being. Maybe I'll scout him later. I'll do 10. Just see if we can get into the top 8. I want to spend the rest of my points on players that are far more likely to actually consider us. I'm probably going to have to send the house on a lot of the 4s, but what I'm doing in this stage is I'm looking to see if I can at least, like, open the doors slightly. And then I can send the house. Because I only have 350 points. And all these guys, I think I have at least a slim chance of, can I get top 8? Can I get top 5? Can I just get some momentum for week 1? And then at that point, boom, we can send the house. But I mean, you know, situations like this, I'm probably wasting my points in a lot of these battles anyway. But some are a lot more of a waste than others. See, those are teams that I can actually see us battling with. Georgia is a pipeline. So Larry Wheeler's also getting this offer. He's already gotten one from us. I might even go 35 here because this one seems a little bit more favorable. Yeah, probably not winning that. But yeah, I'm going to save the rest of recruiting stuff for later. I like to move on, at least get a little bit of practice in here. If it gives us the option, I should be able to do it in week 0. I know that. With the offense this year, I would like to, you know, build upon some of the running stuff that works in that Notre Dame game. I could see us running more pistol. You know, I wasn't intending necessarily for pistol to become like the focal point of the offense, but it's, you know, whatever we're best at is what we're going to do a lot. So I think we now have an offensive line with the talent that can really become a force. And I think it's going to be a real question if Eric Pacheco becomes like the best quarterback for this job. This is not my playbook. So let me choose it. Yep, 0 overall offense. Just can't win. And I would like to make sure we do have Eric Pacheco out there right now to take these first snaps. And why don't we open with a little bit of pistol? This is part of what helped us in the Notre Dame game. So, I think with the passing game this year, Staley sticks as a wide, like an outside receiver. And then Austin Harris, I have to decide if I want to keep him on the right or the offense's left, because I've used him mostly on the right side. You got Roche, who can obviously make plays as the slot, and we're getting Birch there actually right now. I kind of want to put Roche out there to see if that route running can stand out. But they still like Birch as a slot receiver. One more play here. Let's try going deep. And they put Witherspoon out there. That's right. I don't have Harris fixed on the depth chart yet. Ah, he actually had a pretty good route there too. Definitely want to see just how good that that route running can look for us here, because those are route running ratings we just have not had in this series at all. So Dallas Roche, I believe, was like a 54, 57 overall just a couple years ago. And the development he's gotten since then, like, I did not see it coming. But the development can really surprise you in this game. It's one of my favorite things in Dynasty, is you don't know who's going to take that big leap. So, you know, I think it's good when these games aren't too predictable. Yeah, now you pitch it to the right guy. Thanks for all the great content, Kane. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, so far Pacheco feeling pretty good, and I think he's developed well as a passer. I mean, that throw right there was not the right throw, but it was on the money for what it was. So the last couple of years, I've really just, you know, stuck with the pocket passers and have wanted to put the most accurate passers on the field. But Pacheco now, who's already been the best running threat, has that great short accuracy. I don't see any reason why this would be like a downfield attacking offense. We should be built to run the football, distribute the ball, you know, quickly, let guys make plays, you know, with the ball in their hand. I don't think we have to attack teams downfield. I do think Pacheco feels pretty good. Now we got to see some other guys play. But from what I'm seeing so far, I'm enjoying the Eric Pacheco show. I do want to see him try to throw one of these deep balls, see if we can protect this blitz. Yeah, I think he can handle that one. With Pacheco, you know he's mostly a maxed out player. So you're not playing someone who you're developing along the way a whole lot. Ray Elway would be that guy, but I just don't think he's the best quarterback this year, and I don't always optimize for development there. Like, I want to win as many games as I can this season. I don't think Ray Elway is the quarterback for that. Therefore, I'm not really putting him into the starting conversation at all. If we, you know, end up like 3-6 at some point, then I think it makes sense to make a change, but building off of last year, I want to maintain that momentum. I want to really define this style of play after it working for one game. You surely want it to work more. And, you know, I feel a lot better about Pacheco as a passer. So let's compare him now to the quarterback that best resembles his skill set. And that's going to be our new quarterback, E.J. Colson. Colson doesn't have nearly the same speed, but he has speed. From an accuracy standpoint and just arm talent, same throw power, lower short, higher medium, higher deep accuracy. So would the passing game with Colson do enough differently downfield to really warrant having him out there instead? I just don't know that we're going to throw it downfield enough or be good enough at it for that to make the huge difference. For that to be the case, the offensive line would have to be much stronger this year. Really good ball there to Cajuste. The reason I wanted Colson is because I know he's going to have a chance to develop. He's not a senior. But to get the most out of him, I think you'd want to be airing it out more. And I just don't know if we have like the receivers and the tackles and just everything in place to be that type of a team. Let's get some different plays. I'd also like to get a feel for his mobility a bit, if we could run some of those plays too. Downfield stuff is certainly in play. It's just how good are we going to be at it? Can Austin Harris continue to moss guys at like 73 overall? Well, Harris is going to be a starter now. He's going to be out there all the time. Let's get a bootleg here with Colson. And let's throw one up to Austin Harris. These two would have to be best friends for this to work out. Yeah, rushed that one. I think the play action game would also be big for him too, because that's one of the best ways to open up those intermediate and deep throws. Last year it was hard to even call play action because we couldn't block for it. Some of this though is actually working. Yep, Sperling, very quick. Should probably make better use of him as a receiver. Yeah, I will say Colson's looking good. I'm trying to use him. You know, I'm trying to focus on those throws that really highlight his strength. And it is not bad. Let's back up the ball. Let's respot. Let's go to like our 40. Hard to throw these without setting your feet. Come on, just give me a good one-on-one down there. Just tell the pass rush to settle down. It's going to get down there all right. Austin Harris. Can you actually make this work? Man. Yeah, we're going to see Potter too. Austin Harris is down there somewhere. I'm seeing a lot of Colson love in the chat right now. You guys are liking the deep ball. trying to get us into it more often. Let's see. Wow. That's a throw. That's a throw right there. Colson. Ooh, not that time. Not that time. Run that one back. Ah. There's definitely a lot to like here with Colson. I'm glad we got a tough decision to make. It's because there's a lot of guys, like, there's good reasons to pick each guy. Here we go. Here we go. Sperling has not been ripping off the long runs. I'm really hoping that here in his senior season we can see some of those. I feel like we're overdue for some 40 and 50-yard runs. Dude, I could not hit that throw last year with Richie Watts. He was not dropping those in. That's an accurate ball. I think we have entered a very difficult part here. Let's get out of the pistol maybe. Let's try some of our other passes. I know these are like money throws too. The same type of accuracy that's getting me excited about David Kinoy over on the second channel. This Y-off trio, I think, will have some stuff. Yeah, I like that formation. I added a bunch of plays from that. Nice catch, Kevin. That's one of his first, like, flat-out misses. Not an easy throw there. Those are missed a lot. So I guess the dilemma I have in my hand, it's like, in my head here, it's like Colson is really good at stuff that I don't know is going to be the identity of our team. We are going to run the ball. Especially if we're good at it, which I'm hopeful we will be. I don't think we should get into the habit of like a bunch of deep balls and whatnot and trying to stretch the field unless we are that good at it. But without a doubt, Colson is impressing. And that is almost had it. If I didn't check his caps, I definitely need to, as he does have a chance to still develop. And yeah, I think Potter, we definitely need to see him on some of these because he has the arm strength. Oh my God, he cooked him on the route too. Here, let's get out of the pocket. I mean, can't forget I can do this with him at the same time, right? Yeah, Roche's routes, from what I've seen on the plays I've really highlighted him, the routes do seem legit. The hands have actually looked a little more questionable than anything. Let's see him on this outbreaker there. Wasn't really separating. It's easier when he gets locked into like man coverage and I can actually get time to throw the ball. Like a young Russell Wilson. I can kind of see the comparison there, mobility-wise, and the deep ball on display. Also wearing number 3. By the way, do y'all think it's kind of weird that there's even like talk of Russ starting this week? Like, I'm not a big Justin Fields guy, but I do think that Fields has at least warranted like not giving Russ the starting job back. I don't even know if he's gonna start this week, but I guess I don't think Tomlin's outright said like Fields is the guy, which, you know, is not a vote of confidence. My thought in the very beginning was that Russell Wilson would start every game he was healthy for. Because I thought that, one, if he had a chance that Fields wouldn't be basically as good as he has been. I thought that the sacks and turnovers would be something they couldn't quite turn off with him. And I think Fields has been fine there. I don't know that Wilson makes them any better. But, I guess we'll find out what their quarterback decision is this year. I think that the locker room would I really wonder, like, the locker room's not going to have any allegiance towards Russ, I don't think. It's his first year there. And if they're 4-2 with Fields, I think it's easy to, you know, the locker room, I would have to imagine, has Fields back right now. We are going to get Potter out there for some throws here shortly. Can't believe it's going to get there. Yeah, to me, Fields, like, I still don't think like he's necessarily a long-term guy for sure there. Just cooked him on the route. Roche is definitely going to be eating in the slot this year. But he hasn't failed yet to me. And in a lot of ways, he's been better than I expected him to be. So I want to see more. You know, there have been many quarterbacks over the years that have a good 2-game stretch, 4-game stretch, but a full season, a different story. Fields has had 6 games where I don't think he's played in any way that would make you want to replace him with Russell Wilson right now. Like, if Russell Wilson wasn't a Steeler, they wouldn't be trading for him right now. It's just he's there. So they're going to, you know, they're going to go with one or the other. Yeah, he's got that rocket arm there. You got to be able to hit that one. Ah. It's so hard to get the trajectory what you want here on placement. That's the one thing I've got to get better at is, you know, just more throws like this probably. Thoughts on Caleb Williams' play so far? I think the growth already is like the most impressive thing. He's had some really bad games, and that offense has looked like cooked at some points. But the last 2 games really for him have been much more promising. And I think that the biggest thing is just the growth already after some tough games. I think you have to be pretty impressed so far with Caleb Williams. Ooh. Who wins Rookie of the Year? I'd have to think Jaden Daniels right now is the front runner. I think that if he comes back healthy and continues the way he had started, Malik Neighbors is in the conversation. I think Brock Bowers is in the conversation because if he's healthy this year, he will likely be the #1 productive tight end this season. My tinfoil hat theory for Fields getting benched is to save the Steelers a conditional 4th-round pick to Chicago. Otherwise, they lose their 6th. It seems like pinching pennies a bit in draft value there, especially if Chicago is at 4-2. It's not like that 4th-round pick even projects as a top 100 selection right now. I don't know what the conditions were, how many games he has to play. And we still don't know if Russ is starting. We don't know what Tomlin's thinking necessarily there. I mean, all quarterbacks here have impressed me with what they do best, but only one can play. So when I was recruiting the quarterbacks, I wasn't sure if anybody would develop well. Pacheco ended up developing very well. And then, you know, Potter had interest in coming to us. We got him. E.J. Colson, though, also intriguing. And I wanted to have a chance at developing a second guy. I would like to see Colson's caps, knowing that he's got a year to develop. There's already an E.J. Colson, account sending super chats. So I would say right now, my lean is actually E.J. Colson. Not because I want to throw it deep continuously, but he seems to do that pretty well. In addition to having mobility and a chance at, developing between now and next year. Like, Colson could be our chance to finally have a guy start for consecutive seasons and grow. His caps are really nice. Pacheco did help us win the Notre Dame game. He absolutely did. And he's got that great short accuracy, and Potter has 87. Colson has the lowest short accuracy, and I would like to get the the ball out pretty quick, though, throw a lot of short passes. But do I think there's going to be a lot of misses there in that 82? Three different directions you could go, all viable. One thing I also want to point out on Pacheco is like the 80 injury. You know that our quarterbacks are still going to take hits, especially if they're running, they're going to get hit even more. And the 80 injury there on him is a little low. E.J. Colson, where did he come from again? Well, I'll have to check back later because he didn't play. There you go. Ray Elway will at least wear number 7 and be developing. But could E.J. Colson be our quarterback this year? There is a chance. I began leaning Pacheco. I like the way Colson played. I might have to do another practice session and test out some things. Especially on short throws. I think, like, I have to definitively say that this 9-point gap isn't enough. I do believe this year I'd like to get the mobility at quarterback into the offense again. I've had 2 years now with pocket passers, and I feel that our ceiling is going to be much higher if we can have, you know, more options in our entire offense, really. What are Elway's caps? They're not great. Like, how much better is IQ going to make an impact, like, for me? To me, accuracy is the biggest way to make an impact there. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it off today, everybody. A successful offseason. I mean, this went so much better than I could have imagined. I thought we were going to lose possibly Sperling, Staley. I wasn't sure if we'd be able to get a quarterback in the portal. And, you know, all my concerns kind of cast aside now. And now I just have to decide who's the quarterback going to be. Because we got a team, I think, with a pretty good ceiling this year. And Season 4 should be a heck of a ride. So come Friday, I will go through more of the recruiting side of things. I might even have another practice session that I'll have some clips on, and we'll do some comparison, because the quarterback, don't even want to call it a controversy because no one's lost a game or thrown a pick yet, but the quarterback decision is one of the biggest, and it is not an easy choice. Thank you all for watching today's video. I will, when I have a chance, I'll sit down and get some timestamps up for those of you that missed parts earlier. But I hope you enjoyed that, are ready for year 4. Please leave a like on your way out. That'd be much appreciated and very helpful. And subscribe to the channel for much more Buffalo Bulls Dynasty. I'm still going at a pace of about 1 season a month, which I love. And we're already heading into year 4 and the second chapter of the series. Take care, everybody, and good night.